But what advice would you give to those of us who may have a more difficult time self-motivating or networking or putting ourselves out there? And this is apart from just not being an entrepreneur, because I know that those are many of the qualities that contribute to being successful entrepreneurs. But yeah, what kind of advice would you give to those of us who might struggle in those areas?
That's a very good question. And just so you know, I was a super shy person. The reason I got to where I am today, and I don't consider myself that good, I just have a lot of field hours maybe, is because I threw myself to those opportunities. Back in that day, I said, if I want to be an ambassador, I need to know how to speak in front of an audience. I did not. I wanted to shit my pants before my first time. And so that's part of the fail fast mentality. Burn your mistakes when they're cheap. That's number one. The second one is very important as well. I don't think every entrepreneur and every founder should be like, I don't know, Guy Kawasaki or Gary Vee or Simon Sinek on stage or some sort of a, something like that. No, you have to be yourself, but you have to bring that self out there. Meaning the truth has to be heard, not just made behind the curtain. So again, it's the same cowboy town. When you walk into the saloon, you have to talk to the other cowboys to get to know them. You can be the shy person. There's a way to use your shyness to work for you. But if you're not engaging, it will not happen. So it actually brings me back to my point in a way. And again, I'm a storyteller. So in the context of this panel, I do a lot of storytelling, which sometimes go more for the strategy part than the actual, the text for the website part. I will say this, if you actually buy into this, start with who and why, and let the market tell you the what and the how, something very interesting happens. You realize that the startup and your solution, they don't really matter. They are a mean to an end. And the question is, what is that end? Sadly, many entrepreneurs that I meet, the real reason they started their company is because they hated their former boss. It's a really bad, if you really deep down and you get to know, try to reverse engineer and find the motivations, a lot of times the motivation is, I hated my former job, so I had an idea, so I decided to make, no, push factors are not good in this world. You need pull factors. And I know an Israeli guy called Uri Levin, who's one of the founders of Waze. He is very known for promoting the phrase, fall in love with the problem, not your solution. Your solution may suck, it may change. The problem is where your commitment is at. So when you go out there and you speak to investors, I know that on stage, speaking to the entrepreneurs out there, I know that on stage you need to talk about the market, your solution, the technology, the business model, the team, the traction, and it should be wow, great. But when you're in a meeting with someone, don't do this with them and talk, don't pitch them. Tell them, listen, this is my storytelling. This is my story. This is why I fell in love with this problem from an emotional perspective. So I embarked on a journey, and without knowing it, a company was born. So we did this and we did that, and currently we're here, and here's our deliberation. Moving forward, we're deliberating, should we do X or Y? What do you think? I think this is a much better pitch in 90 seconds with a one-on-one meeting with someone like Daniel than, hi, we're blah, 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 blah startup. Let me tell you about the market, the solution, our technology, the team, and why you need to really invest in us right now. So it actually, from what I see, it works more when you're just yourself. Don't try to sell. Try to just tell your story and ask for advice.
Yeah, I mean, that goes that's just a life lesson, I would feel like.